This is my Stage 2 Audi S3 8V. I am currently tuned with integrated engineering. I'm running their cold air intake, their turbo inlet, as well as their high flow cat downpipe. And according to their numbers, I should be somewhere in the realm of 425 horsepower and 460 foot-pound torque running on 91 octane. In this video, I'm just going to talk about what it's like to daily drive this car. I have owned the car for 2 years now. I drove the car for over a year on the stock tune, and I had nothing but an intake and the turbo inlet. I've since gone Stage 2, and I have been Stage 2 for about the last 8 months. I'm just going to cover things like reliability, what it's like day-to-day driving the car, the performance, as well as the fuel economy. A lot of people who are thinking about tuning their S3 are concerned with fuel economy. And I've had this question a lot in the past. What's the fuel economy like after you're tuned? And the answer is, it's really not that much different. From my personal experience, while it was stock, I was sitting around 12 liters per 100 kilometers. And that's mostly inner city driving. I don't drive on the highway very often. So that's basically going to be the worst economy that you can get when it comes to fuel consumption. Now that I've been Stage 2 for about 8 months, I'm sitting at 13 liters per 100 kilometers. That is slightly worse, obviously, but it's the summertime now, and my foot is a lot heavier in the summer because I'm able to drive a lot more spirited from day to day. If you're concerned about fuel consumption, I wouldn't worry about it. It's really up to you and how you want to drive. You can definitely baby the throttle and get much better fuel consumption than I'm getting. This 13 liters per 100 kilometers is me not being conservative at all and having fun basically every time I drive the car. The second thing that I see people talking about often, and I've had people ask me about this as well in person, is the reliability of the car since it's tuned. So as I mentioned, I've had the car for 2 years, and thus far, 2 years in, sitting at 60,000 kilometers, and I would say about 30 to 35,000 of those kilometers have been tuned between Stage 1, which only lasted a week for me, and Stage 2, which has been about the last 8 months. The car has had absolutely no issues, with the exception of one slow coolant leak that was caused by myself and not tightening down the attached coolant hose that came with the integrated engineering cold air intake. The third thing I want to talk about is what it's like to drive this car day to day. Is it comfortable? Is it a pain in the ass? I have had several modded cars in the past. I had a BRZ, I had a Toyota 86. Both of those were full bolt-on. The 86 was lowered on TRD springs. I also drove a SS1 Elite Camaro for a year and a half. And when comparing this car to all three of those cars, I would say that this is probably by far the most comfortable daily driver. The seats in the car are really comfortable. I do have the SS seats, and I actually believe that these seats here are a little less comfortable than the stock seats that come equipped with the S3. I would say that this car is a perfect daily driver if you're looking to have a sports car that's tuned for a little more performance. As I'd mentioned, the car should be around 425 horsepower and 460 foot-pound torque. That is way faster than you need realistically in any street car. It's more than enough to have a ton of fun while not getting in trouble. And I'd also recommend, if the roads aren't the greatest in your area, put some Meteor tires on the car and maybe even consider dropping down to 18s if you don't have 18s already. The S3 that I have is optioned with the Black Optics package. It's a 2020. And that package meant that it came with 19-inch wheels. So those wheels in my area weren't ideal because they had low profile tires, the roads aren't great here, and it was a little bumpy for my liking. It wasn't terrible, but dropping down to the 18s and going with a Meteor tire, it's made my life so much better. The car feels really, really nice. It's super comfortable, and when I want to have some fun, I just throw it in dynamic and the fun is there. Now, the fourth thing I wanted to talk about is practicality. So this is a small car. It's a compact sedan. I've found that I've not had any issues transporting any items or people that I've needed to. I recently went camping, and with the seats down, I was able to fit everything that I needed for camping for 2 adults. That includes 2 tents, everything you would need for cooking, sleeping, and anything else related to camping. So overall, I would say that this car has been an absolutely amazing daily driver. I'm super, super happy with the car. The only thing that I would think about trading this car for at this point is an RS3, and unfortunately, just due to the market, those cars are still way too expensive, so probably not in the cards for me. But if you like this video and you are interested in more S3 content or lifestyle content, follow the channel, and I will see you guys in the next video.